Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Retro and Rare podcast episode for Miraculous Monday. What you think about that, Doyle? Miraculous.
Why do we have this light on?
What do you mean?
The Jesus light?
That's not the Jesus light. The Jesus light is the skylights I have over there that dramatically increase or decrease the amount of light that comes in the room. Right now we have an overcast. We will get to weather. But I figured we'd put a little extra. This is just a living room fan light. I don't know. We have the other lights, the studio lights on. Why, does it look funky or what? Don't throw me off. I just started the fucking show. I just told you it's a Miraculous Monday. We just had a conversation that we're not going to talk about on air that would make it a Miraculous Monday. That is unforeseen circumstances in a very positive manner that came out of left field. Pretty incredible revelations. We're just going to leave it at that. Unfortunately, I cannot divulge such information. Maybe at a later juncture, I might. But for right now, we're gonna keep that cool.
What about Patreon content?
Ooh, you know what, Doyle? That is okay. I know we're fucking dick teasing the audience here because we're not saying what it is, but that would be Patreon content. Might get me in trouble in other aspects of my life, but that is certainly Patreon content. And we may, I'm going to leave it at that. We may use that as Patreon content. That might be the first Patreon upload. Anyway, we are back. It is Monday. We're being consistent as the fans want us to be. We are here. It is Monday. It is a semi-normal time. Doyle, you were only about an hour and a half late today. But I had other things going on, so it was okay this time. Kind of.
Every time I'm early, I'm late.
Don't try to speak like Yoda or some shit, okay? You were fucking late. And listen, the way it works is the way I was raised. If you're not early, you're late. I believe the great Giants coach, Tom Coughlin, lived by that. So, anyway, we're back. I'm wearing a very festive shirt. You know what? I think I want to turn up the fashion a little bit on the podcast. I mean, I always kind of wore some fly shit, whatever. But, and I think I've worn this maybe on an earlier episode. It's like what do you call this? What do you call this shirt, Doyle?
Africa Bambaataa.
Africa Bambaataa. It's not. It's more like Spike Lee. It's more like the Do the Right Thing era. It's like Nike Archives. You know what I mean? I have the matching jacket, too. Like the full-on winter jacket. Can't wear that.
It could be Das Effects.
Das Effects, you mean? Das. Das Effects is a super underrated hip-hop duo from the 90s. The diggity.
It's Das, though.
Huh?
It's Das.
Das Effects?
Yeah.
No, it's Das.
Why is it Das?
I know it. I'm not getting into.
You're doing the Mario. It's Mario.
Well, we still haven't figured that out. Is it Mario or Mario? I mean, I think some people say Mario, but like I said, I grew up in New York where I had friends that were named Mario. We always called them Mario. We never said Mario. Whatever. We're back. Give me the weather here, Doyle. Just get a quick check because this is very odd. Is it raining outside? It's been, we had that tropical storms and crazy shit was coming on. Did you notice that or what? What was that?
It hit Miami. It was a tropical cyclone.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I was
Miami's
headed
flooded.
I saw the streets in Miami were like downtown Miami had like 6 feet of water in the fucking street. But what's the local weather in downtown Orlando? What do we got?
All right, so we got rain and thunderstorms starting in 36 minutes.
Okay. All right, we'll get prepared. That's why it's a little bit
90
cloudy.
degrees, real feel 101.
It is humid as fuck outside, I will say. It is.
Extremely humid.
Yes. I mean, you go outside, bro, it's like, it's terrible. That's the kind of year it is.
Dustin and Dander, extreme.
Extreme? All right. Well, I'll just stay inside all day.
You might be Dustin Dander this week, right?
Yeah, well, possibly. We're going to leave that alone, Doyle. I told you we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, okay. So we didn't get to trinkets till way later in the show last week. You seem to be sneaking in trinkets here more and more. I only got one trinket on the table today, which is the homie Venom. You're bringing over. What do we got here? What's this? So you brought this over. You care to tell the people why this is here and why that's there?
Because the Obi-Wan Kenobi show is underway.
Oh, are we getting sponsorship dollars for that or what?
Yeah, Disney Plus.
Okay, yeah. Watch it on Disney Plus, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't know. So, I guess you wanted to bring over your, what is that, Super Star Wars? That's a hard fucking game.
Yeah, you want me to zoom in?
No, don't touch it. Don't touch your camera. I think the people could see it unless you fucked up your initial camera work and there's a glare on it, which is possible. Yeah. That's your own fault if that's the case. And the other thing, okay, here we go. Just get it off your fucking chest here. You brought over some fucking, how long is this going to stay on for? I thought this was whatever.
I think you hit it, though. You got to hit it.
It'll just stay on forever?
No, you got to hit the lightsaber and turn off, I think, or no.
Okay, with your graded cards. It didn't work, though. That's one demerit for you. Anyway, what do we got going on here? Let me read this. 2000 Pokemon Black Star Mew promo Pokemon League. The Black Star, like the hip hop group. Now this is what? This is Gem in 10. This is a 10, Doyle. This is pretty cool because you don't see 10s that often. Now this one is how do you say this? Umbreon VMAX.
Umbreon.
Yeah, Umbreon. Okay, VMAX. I think VMAX is like a prostate health pill.
We're trying to go to the moon. That's what it's doing.
Okay. And so, what kind of are these valuable at all, or what?
Well, that one's like $75.
This one?
Yeah.
For Gem Min 10?
That one's going up.
This one?
That one's $375 to $400.
Okay, but this one isn't graded.
No.
Okay. Doyle, how do I no. Okay.
What happened?
Right. Yo, I didn't know I couldn't. It was gonna be on the whole fucking show. What do you want me to do? All right. So this is $375.
Yeah.
An ungraded one, or you're saying graded?
Yeah, raw.
Raw. You just want to say raw. Now, I mean, you can't tell by looking at it, but like, okay, let's say this was graded in 8. Then how much is this worth?
It's probably like still $275, $300.
Okay. Well, I'm already confused. You're saying an ungraded one is worth more than, I mean, 8's a pretty good.
If it's a Gem in 10, it's going to go up to like 700 to 1,000.
Right, but the chances of it being a 10 is not very good. Like me at the casino the other day, Uncle Mikey went back for a quick trip, got kicked in the balls. So I don't want to talk about it too far, but how many times am I going to touch the hot stove and realize, it's hot, don't touch it anymore? Uncle Mikey, blackjack. It just seems like it's so easy. It seems like it's a winning thing and then losing proposition. Anyway, what else is new? That's what happens to me. But I haven't gone in months now, 2 months or whatever it's been. So I decided to go back. And the last few times I went, I actually won money. So I didn't give it all back, but I got a little kick in the balls. I'm still up a little bit from the last time. Overall, I don't know if I'm up anymore. But anyway, okay. So that's the trinkets. Thank you for bringing the trinkets. I think we need to expand our horizons on the trinkets a little more, get a little more creative, especially when we go into the Patreon content. We're gonna have to get some new shit there. We may just do an exclusive Patreon episode and maybe switch up the I don't know where we record it. Maybe we'll do the couch. Maybe we'll have you on the couch and we'll just do blur face on you. I don't know if we have that editing technology, but whatever. Is there anything you'd like to tell the people before we get the show officially started, Doyle? It's your opportunity every week, and usually you fuck it up. This week, what do you got?
Well, Pokemon Go Fest was on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, let's talk about that, yes. So I get a call from Doyle on Sunday. Was it Sunday? Yeah, it was yesterday, right? And you're just talking to me. We're just having a conversation, but I hear birds chirping, like loud. I hear cars passing. And it's Sunday. You work a full-time...
Dogs barking?
Yeah, dogs. But, you work a full-time job, and you always work Sunday. You're off on Monday. You're gracious enough to bless us with your presence on Monday because you're off. Okay, cool. But it was Sunday. And I'm thinking, what is this kid doing? Is he on his break or something? But he doesn't ever call me or whatever. Come to find out, Doyle went and met up with a bunch of Pokemon Go fans, and there was, what do you call it? The Pokemon Go Fest?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to disclose where this was at in the greater Orlando area, or?
This was at the Kissimmee's lakefront park.
Okay. So you walked around a park. Now, you were out there for how many hours, you think?
It was from 10 to 6.
And you were out there the whole time?
Yeah.
Now, I'm trying to be supportive here, Doyle. You know what? I'm really trying now. I see you're still playing Pokemon Go. I literally still see it here. I see the stupid ball spinning in a green background. That's what I see from here. Okay. Was there extra? Did you get any good Pokemons? I don't understand.
Yeah, they're usually regional. You have to go to Finland to catch some of them.
Finland?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
In South Africa. So they released them for temporary.
So those like a South African exclusive
Yeah.
Pokemon, and they put them over in a random park in Kissimmee, Florida?
Yeah.
Who's
There's an exclusive one to Florida. So.
But how many Okay, there was originally, 151 Pokemon?
Yeah.
Okay, and now there's 1,000 plus, right?
Nah, it's like 700.
700. Now, how many in... Okay, let's talk about this. You've been playing that stupid fucking game, once again, trying to be supportive. You've been playing that stupid fucking game for how many years on your phone?
Since 2016.
Okay. Would you say your account and what you've accrued would be worth money to somebody?
Yeah.
So how much do you think you could sell your Pokemon Go account for?
Probably for 500.
But then the person that buys that's a scumbag, right? I mean, because they don't put in any work at all. It's just like they just get all the Pokemon. So like, isn't half the fun like finding them and shit like that? I mean, I'm never gonna play it. I have no interest in it whatsoever.
Well, it even works for retro games. Like if you beat Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and you unlocked all the characters, you could sell the memory card.
I do remember that. Yeah, I mean that is a thing. I know people just save game memory card stuff on eBay and shit like that. Well, I'm glad. Did you have a good time, Doyle? Now, before I say that, you were supposed to come over last night, but since you walked around a park for 7 hours yesterday, you hit me up like, "Yo, I got a headache. I'm not coming by." I mean, is that where your headache came from? Fucking being in the sun playing Pokemon Go for 7 hours?
I walked like 14 kilometers.
Oh my god! Do you know? All right, how long? Fuck you, 14 kilometers. I walk like 7 miles a morning down at the lake, bro. 14 kilometers? How many miles is that?
Yeah, but you're not catching Pokemon.
I'm not. All I'm doing is listening to a very eclectic mix of music. My playlist, when I walk around the lake in the morning, it's everything from like a Tribe Called Quest to like fucking, Elton John or some shit. Like it's just so random. I mean, I just put on the mix, so it's the super mix, and it plays every genre of music. But sometimes I get a little bit like, what the fuck? I'm always at my AirPods. You're like tapping them every 2 seconds to skip the song. It's kind of annoying. Or sometimes I just bother people in my family and call them at 7 in the morning and just be like, just randomly just talk to them while I'm walking around the lake. I realize that when you do that, if you're on a phone conversation with somebody, bro, I do laps. I don't even realize it's like I'm just racking up miles. And then the next thing I know, I'm like, damn, I just walked like 6.5 miles. But the walking around the lake is going good for me. I'm enjoying it. It's a good thing to get your morning started. I'm feeling good about it. So definitely, definitely fun. Anyway, so your words of wisdom before we got the show started was you wanted to tell people about your Pokemon Go experience. I'm glad. I'm happy for you, Doyle. It seems like you and your weirdo friends met up, and wish I could have been there, man. I would have supported you, and maybe I could have caught a couple Pokemon for you. I'm not sure. But anyway, why don't we jump right into topic suggestions every week, just to remind the people. I put out the bat signal, meaning I put up a request for people to send in suggestions to the show, and that's how we keep the people engaged. And when Doyle gets to read your name on the show, and he always ruins your name because he can't read properly. And and I will say this week we had one user who often participates. He sent in quite a few, and it kind of got jumbled in. Some people send in more than one suggestion. This gentleman sent in at least 8 to 10, I would say, at least. I don't know if we're going to get to 8 to 10 of his specific suggestions, but Doyle, the floor is yours. Go ahead and give me whatever you got.
I could make up names so he's like anonymous.
We don't have to do that, but you could just say anonymous if you want to, but it's fine. You'll figure it out.
All right, so this one, Bionic B33, he's already like...
Now, hold on. I think that's a female.
Bionic? Oh, Bionic bitch?
Well, hold on. Don't... Careful, she's a good friend of mine, and she's a loyal follower and fan and
then
supporter.
You can't call her like a B word then.
I didn't call her a B word. You just did. I did
but
not.
You said Bionic B.
You read the name. I just know it when you said it, and you said he, and I'm correcting you. She's a female. I'm not gonna say anything further than that. But she is a female, and we talk all the time, and she's mad cool. So don't call her a B word. I didn't call her a B word. You
but
did.
It's Bionic B.
Okay.
So you're saying that she's a bitch? I didn't.
You ain't a bitch, you a hoe. Here we go. U-N-I-T-Y. That's a unity. Anyway, read the fucking suggestion. I'm already deep in the woods here. I got a lot going on today.
All right, what about Bionic Chick?
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah.
Bionic Chick 33.
Okay.
Challenge Doyle to stop playing Pokemon Go for a month.
There you go. And
Otherwise,
you know
there'll
what?
be consequences.
There you go. And she actually
And
said
then
to
she
me
did
last time.
evil face emoji.
There you go. You don't want to fuck with her, bro.
Oh.
She's serious about it. And yeah, she knows. She knows that you're on that fucking phone too much. You're taking away from the show, the quality of the show. And look, you're letting down the people. And I'm not sure how much of a female demographic we have in our show, but we don't want to lose our female demographic. So try to abide by what she's saying, or there will be consequences, as she said.
She could have said, like, who's the best female rapper? That would have been a good topic.
And who would you say the best female rapper is, Doyle? Doja Cat? Is that who you're going to go with? Meg the Stallion?
What about Nicki Minaj? She's not good anymore?
Nicki Minaj could rap, but, I would... Remy Ma is nicer than Nicki Minaj.
Well, you like, what's Foxy Brown? You like Foxy
I
Brown?
like Foxy Brown. I don't know why.
I know it.
I don't know why people... What were people hating on Foxy Brown? She's nice. I mean, she was in the fucking... On the Firm. I mean, come on, bro. She did that crazy math in the song, and you couldn't add up the numbers. It was kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, there's some nice... MC Light's a nice female rapper. I was just rapping Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah's nice. These new bitches, they don't be saying shit. Although, like, the chick that's in Griselda, but I have a Griselda bias, Armani Caesar, she's pretty nice. The problem is the chicks now are, I mean, they've always been, well, not always. Early female rappers weren't like overly sexualized. The new female rappers are just like whores that spit bars, and most of them are written for them, and they're not, excuse me for being a little bit chauvinistic there, but I'm just saying. They're rapping about, nefarious activities that wouldn't be a inspiration or a proper way to follow as far as the younger females. Like Cardi B, if I had a daughter and she was 12, I don't want her listening to Cardi B. I get it, Cardi B's worth whatever.
But I bet you want chicks like that, acting like that around you.
In my life? No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I do not deal with promiscuous women.
Oh, what about Nelly Furtado? She's good.
Nelly Furtado?
Yeah, she was a
I wouldn't...
promiscuous girl. Timberland
She
does
is a
it.
promiscuous... I know. But she's not a rapper, Doyle, and we're getting severely off topic here. Okay? This is not... Okay, read me another topic before I have an aneurysm on the show. Thank you.
All right, we got Slim Rabbit.
This is Slim, okay.
1 out of 53 questions. All right, here we go. So, are there any OG SoundCloud episodes still available? I like to listen.
Bro, a lot of people... I can't believe... Like, I don't want to call people weirdos because that's not what I mean, but a lot of people hit me up about the old school SoundCloud days when I used to do the podcast. It was audio only. It was by myself. You weren't even involved. I would just hit record and just da-da-da-da-da-da for fucking 2 hours sometimes. And to answer your question, no, I don't. I just deleted the SoundCloud page. I think on my old computer, though, I have all the original files. I have detailed files. So maybe... I don't know how we could... I mean, I could just create another SoundCloud page and just upload them. But then again, I don't... Sometimes I always think, like, they're just outdated. Like, why would you want to listen to something I did in 2017? Like, it's just so random and... I don't know. But maybe, you know what? I gotta get away from that mindset. That mindset's keeping me in a box. If some people... the more content, the better. I should just be putting out all type of content. I did the same thing with my music. I deleted all my SoundCloud pages, except for a couple freestyles that... or on like our boy Mike Craze's page. Remember all that shit? We used to go to the studio. Those were great times. But yeah, I don't have any stuff on SoundCloud anymore.
There's a lot of people that say that they listen to our show from like the beginning because they just discovered it,
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, and if you went back to the very first episode, I mean, it was a different show for sure. Obviously, it looked different. We've had 3 different looks. We've had the OG room, we had the other place, and now we have this place. It's progression. Evolution. Like Pokemon, right? Don't they have Pokemon Evolution? Yeah. Sun and the Moon or whatever the fuck it is. Anyway, next topic. Seems like a lot of these topics are like more like demands or like they're just like, yeah. Which is fine. I don't care. I take them all. It's fine.
All right, so we got Alok 90.
Okay.
If you can have any 3 video game promo shirts, which ones would you own?
Ooh. Well, you got the you have the market cornered on the Star Fox shirts. You have that. You have that General Mills one, right? Or am I crazy?
Nah.
Oh, that's the one you don't have.
The Holy Grail.
Yeah, that's the big body, the big boy. But you do have good Star Fox
I have the
shirts.
Super FX chip.
Yeah, that's nice.
Not bad.
Single stitch, clean. Yeah, I'm trying. Metal Gear Solid ones would really be like the OG promo tees of Metal Gear would be awesome. Def Jam Fight for New York would be a good one. Gran Turismo ones would be great. I know that's more for me because it's a niche thing. But any kind of especially like Gran Turismo 2 or something, they're actually not that hard to find. They come in a like where they used to like air seal or shrink down the t-shirt, and they put it in a silhouette of a car, and it's just packaged in there and you could rip it open. That was for GT2. But yeah, any of those or any like some Dreamcast stuff would be dope to have. I'm trying to think of some obviously Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I don't even know if they made a promo shirt. I do miss my Akuma Street Fighter 2 Turbo Panasonic 3DO promo shirt that I sold for next to nothing to the legend Deadstock Lewis, who has some of these motherfuckers, whether it's Vintage Wiz, if it's fucking Future Past, if it's Deadstock Lewis, if it's Heat Broker, some of these dudes, they got things that you just can't even fucking imagine. Like as far as the vintage shirt game goes, my boy Cody's in there too. They just got shit that's crazy, bro. They just got, so overall, I guess I'm missing a few random games that I would love to have promo shirts for, but some of the Zelda ones are dope. The Ocarina of Time one. Of course, you and your fucking Majora's Mask. You have a Majora's Mask promo hat, which is nice, I believe.
Yeah, sounds good.
Everything with you and fucking Majora's Mask. Now the people are starting to catch on to that. They're starting to notice that you always say Majora's Mask in some form or fashion. So I think there's a topic suggestion in there that refers to that. Any promo shirts you're looking for, Doyle?
Well, the Ocarina of Time for sure. That one's clean. Then the Cloud, the one that you also gave away.
Which one?
The Final Fantasy
my
7.
God. I bought that off a fucking dude's
I can't
back.
get it lower than 200. And that's on a good day.
I bought it for $40. I was at the store, and this guy, he was a middle-aged man, and I was like, he has a Final Fantasy 7 promo shirt on. This is years ago. And I said, sir, here's what's going to happen. I literally walked up to him and said that. Like, I didn't say, how you doing? I didn't say, my name is Mike. I said, sir, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you these two $20 bills, and I'm going to go and buy you a shirt off the rack here. We were in a retail store. I got him a Captain America shirt, and I said, you're going to give me that shirt off your back. And he did it. He obliged, right? Not only that, he ended up being a person who owned a comic book store and had a bunch of all vintage games, retro games. The problem was, though, he was super overcharging for the games at the time. And, well, our relationship started out pretty good. I kind of called him out that his game prices were absolutely ridiculous, and it kind of soured, and we never spoke again. But I did get the shirt from him, and then I sold that shirt, I don't know, 3 to 5 years. No, not that long. Maybe 2 years later, I sold it for like $145. Yeah, I should have just kept it. That was a stupid situation. I shouldn't have done that. But I did buy that directly off a larger-sized, middle-aged man's back. It was pretty dope.
That's all spitters?
Spitters, what do you mean? You have to explain. I know what you mean. You mean Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Remember I sent you a picture?
Oh, yeah. Well, you're talking about the mega print? Like
yeah.
the big, yeah, those are crazy. My cousin absolutely despises mega print shirts. He thinks it's obnoxious and ridiculous and doesn't understand why anybody would wear. Because I showed up to his house in Rhode Island a few months ago. I went to visit him. And I brought all kind of random vintage shit that I wear. And he was like, bro, what is with all your shirts? You got to do these patterns all over. I'm like, what? And he dresses like a fucking, he's just like completely numb and just dumbed down and just like a random shirt, a random pair of jeans, and a random pair of shoes. Nothing matches, but it's almost the style within itself. I told him, I'm like, it's like the I don't give a fuck style. And he rocks it in the right way. It's just how he is. Some of us, I care to wear all my dumb shit, and some people don't. It is what it is, but he despises mega print shirts. So like a shirt like that where it's got the spitter from Jurassic Park with all the fucking crazy like caution tape over it and all that shit. Yeah, he's not fucking with that, which is funny. I like it. I think they're awesome. I also like vintage wrestling shirts too. Like I'd like to get my Stone Cold shirt. I'd like to get like that Razor Ramon shirt.
You got the Goldberg, right?
I do have Goldberg. Yeah, the Goldberg shirt was cool.
That's a good one.
All right. Yeah. What else we got? That's all on the vintage.
Wait, more shirts?
No, I'm saying I named. We were talking about the 3 like promo shirts.
You might want the Star Fox Adventure shirt.
Yeah, that one doesn't do it for me. You know, but I know you like Star Fox. You might as well just try to get the whole run of Star. Oh, you know what you want. I know what you want. You want the Star Fox weekend jacket. That's your holy grail.
Somebody has it. Let me see how much they want.
Yeah, those are going for, last time I checked anyway, there was about $800, right?
That's you want to get it? Can you get it for me?
Yeah, I got you, bro.
I'll see how much he wants. He
right.
actually has the hat and everything. All right, so he wants bidding. No one bidded on it. 1,324.
Bro, you take
cents.
your ass to the Gucci store with that. Get yourself something real. Now, I would actually, I don't know if I would spend that.
He has the Star Fox jacket, the hat, the pin, and the shirt.
Are we selling it as a combo?
Yeah, it's not bad. See?
Starting bid is $1,300. What'd
Yeah.
you say? Yeah, okay.
And he won it. He said he. Let me see the description.
There we go.
All right.
My first car was $1,500, by the way.
So he said that back in 1993, Nintendo held competitions to promote the game. Winners were given prizes, including bomber jackets.
So, did he originally win that shit? Or he's trying
He
to
said
say?
he won it. Yeah.
From 1993? Okay.
I won this specific jacket in the competition back in the day.
That's cool, though. He's a scumbag for selling it. That's a keepsake he should keep for the
Yeah, it
rest of his
says not
life.
for resale.
Well, it doesn't mean he could still sell it, Doyle. The feds aren't going to come through the front door if he sells it because it says not for resale.
Somebody else is selling it for $4,000, and somebody else
What?
is selling it for $15,000. I mean, that doesn't mean they're gonna get it.
Well, $15,000 they're not going to get. But dude, damn, I could have bought that jacket for $800. Damn it, bro. That's rough. Well, all right. Anyway, next topic. That just kind of depressed me a little. I could have easily got that shit for cheaper, but whatever.
All right, so we got Herb Splenda,
Okay.
most difficult game you've ever played. You guys ever played? And Doyle, don't say Majora's Mask.
There you go. See, yeah, people are starting to catch on to the Majora's Mask thing. I told you. I don't know. I mean, usually we do get this question a lot. I usually go with like, Maximum Carnage is a bitch. I beat it as a rental game back in the day, me and my friends. But, even playing it now, though, I'm like, damn, this game is fucking a pain in the ass. I mean, there's a plenty of just difficult games, though. I mean, some games are broken. What's the one we always bring up? The Texas, well, not Texas Chainsaw. Is that what it is? No. Oh, it was E.T. And then we started talking about how they buried E.T. on Atari in the desert. All that shit. What's the hardest game you played, Doyle, you think, to complete?
Well, one of the games is definitely like Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah. You always mispronounce it. It's just called Xeno. It's not X-Xeno. Like
Well, it has an X in the front.
I know, but then when you say like Xenogears, you call it X-Xenogears.
It's X-Ray, right? Or it's Ray. I don't get it. What you said?
Doyle.
Trey?
Doyle.
I don't get it.
If they had a competition for a human being that could raise somebody's blood pressure
It's
the
X-Men,
quickest,
right?
you would
I
win.
just see it in the back right there. X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Okay.
You're trying to say it's Zen? Zen versus Street Fighter? What? I don't get it.
No, it's just. I think the X is silent.
So it's not a Xenoblade.
It's not X-Xenoblade, and you've never heard it.
Xenomorph?
It's not Xeno, right? And that's the alien, right? Is Xeno? Yeah. Do they ever say it X-Xenomorph?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, well, Xenoblade is a hard one for you to beat. That's
And
what.
then Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider,
That's
which
that
one?
one.
The OG Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider 3 was a bitch. I remember having a problem with that. I think that's the one where they're in like where she goes to like Rome, those little small towns where you have to jump across and there's the river below it. It's been some problems that I've had in Tomb Raider. Yeah, especially the old Tomb Raider. You had a sidestep, and then you just try to, and you just miss the fucking ledge. It's like, god damn. But Tomb Raider was really satisfying to play, though. I always fuck with Tomb Raider. And Lara Croft was cool. I mean, I fucked with her. I always say, like, I think it was the third one where you can just roam around her mansion and there's the old man that's carrying the tray. And if you get close to him, you can hear that he's old and the tray is shaking. It's like cling, 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 cling. I thought that was cool.
Those are the details.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I'll still stick with Maximum Carnage. It just sticks out in my mind as a game obviously I'm a fan of because I love Carnage and I love Marvel and I love all that. But it was
what
just...
about Metal Gears?
Well, I'll tell you what. Yes, Metal Gear Solid OG. I'm meaning PS1, not the Nintendo version or the MSX version. I'm talking about PS1 version. And I've told the story many of times about how it's like that really opened my mind to like gaming on a different level. And it's my favorite game of all time. But yes, the initial playthrough of Metal Gear Solid, figuring out some of those things without a game guide or any of that was pretty challenging. Also really satisfying once you figure it out. So I'll give it that. Any other games you think of that are super hard like that? I don't really know.
You know, some of the Nintendo games are tough, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I just think it just random side scrollers. They could just be like, not even a big game that everyone knows. It could just be a random game that's like super hard. But I can't think of any off the top of my head. No, I have no idea.
What about the beat 'em ups?
Oh, like
Battletoads.
Ooh, Battletoads was a pain in the ass. Yeah, Battletoads Double Dragon. That was kind of a pain in the ass.
Punisher or not?
What was that other game that was a great beat 'em up? Not a lot of people talk about. It's on SNES. Combat Tribes. Well, it's a hidden gem. People might not know about. It's a great side scroller. Not a side scroller. It's a beat 'em up. It's just a generic beat 'em up, but they're done really well. Just like Super Double Dragon on Super Nintendo. That's another great beat 'em up. Streets of Rage and all that shit. Those are great too. Was that Thunder?
Yeah, Thunders.
Okay. Well, it's supposed to rain. It was exactly 36 minutes. You said it was going to rain. We're about 31 minutes into the show. Your weather app is pretty good. I'll give you credit for it. All right, give me another topic. What do we got?
What about the difficult games?
I don't, unless you can name another one. I'm not really sure. I thought we named quite a few.
Dino Crisis?
Dino Crisis. Well, the Resident Evil. I know that someone is going to ask in there about the Resident Evil 4 remake. I haven't watched the footage on it yet or the announcement. I knew, obviously we've been going through the progression of Resident Evil games that are getting remade. And, I'm a fan of all the remakes. I think they're great. I think they are done really well. I think some of them, there are certain aspects of some that could have been done better, but the upgrade on the visuals and some of the controls in them have been great. I love Resident Evil 4. I'm not sure where you stand on Resident Evil 4. I think it's a great game. I think it's going to be awesome to have it remade. I'm not sure when it's going to come out, but obviously we see the progression, them going through all the Resident Evils to remake them. I got no problem with it. Pretty cool as far as I'm concerned. So, what's your favorite Resident Evil, Doyle?
Number 2.
2, yeah, 2 is fire. But you can't fuck with Nemesis is dope. I like Nemesis a lot. That was actually, I played Resident Evil long box PS1. Shit, bro. That was a hard fucking game, and it was scary as fuck back in the day. As a kid, I was like, yo, this is sketchy. I don't think I should be playing this shit. It always had with Resident Evil, there was always kind of an ominous tone to it. It's like kind of quiet, and you're walking around and something jumps, and that initial zombie that comes out in the beginning and turns around and looks, it's like, yo, sketchy. But anyway, go ahead, next topic.
All right, so we got Gym Rabbit.
Okay.
A game that gives you the most vivid childhood memory.
Okay. I saw what you just did. Instead of Slim Rabbit, because he put in a lot of topic suggestions, you changed his name to Gym Rabbit. I got what you did. I got it. Thank you.
It's somebody else, though.
Yeah, it's someone else. What was it? What gives me the most vivid memories?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, off the top of my head, like random games, like it's a lot of NES stuff. So like RC Pro-Am, the original Turtles game. Then you move into Sega Genesis, Shadow Dancer with the dog. You love that game. Yeah, I hear the thunder. Shadow Dancer is an incredible game. Then like NHL 94. Like these are all just like games that were staple to me growing up. Twisted Metal 2 specifically. Any of the THQ N64 wrestling games, WCW, NWO Revenge. And then, of course, like Need for Speed was a huge one for me. Like, and these are things I'm just rattling off because they really stay in my mind with like vivid memories. And what's cool about the memories with those games is I could always associate like the first time I played it. Like Need for Speed on the OG PS1, I remember renting, and my boy that lived down the street, it was always dope on a Friday night to have sleepovers. And then we would go to the Movie Land USA and rent some games and some movies and get pizza from Phil's Pizza next door. But like I remember playing Need for Speed, the original, and we stayed up until the sun come up and we got like all the cars and did all the races. And then when like a game like Hot Pursuit came out with the cops, it was like, yo. I mean, some of my favorite memories in gaming are so strongly associated with rentals that it's not even funny. And I hate the idea that rentals aren't a thing anymore. I understand why, but That was a whole culture, man. Going down to a, Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, your local mom and pop spot, going in there Friday night or whatever night for that matter, and picking out a game and a movie, and deciding on what game you wanted based on like, the back cover and the graphics. Like you couldn't look it up on YouTube, or you might have heard about it, but I miss those days. That's when shit was real. And I would get home, like on the way home, I'm like reading the manual in the car because they'd give you like the rental case, and sometimes they throw the manual in there. Like those are the memories that really make that shit special to me. So,
well, there was a video that I seen that somebody was actually saying like some of the worst games are like movie games, like Superman and Batman, but they would make the covers like amazing.
Yeah.
To like draw you in and buy it, and then it would be crappy.
Yeah. Terminator 2, all that shit. Yeah. Yeah, because they had the budget from the movie thing, they could do that, but then they didn't really care. They knew like a lot of the Batman games, like you said, like Batman Returns or something, and the cover looked fire. Well, what's that cover?
The arcade game was it?
Yeah, it was okay. It was decent. The one that was dope cover wise though was I think it was it The Adventures of Batman and Robin that was on Sega CD. Not the one not the cart version. There was one on Sega CD. It had the Joker, and it was like, what a dope. Those are other, by the way, vintage tees that I would love to have. Some of the animated series of Batman, fire. I love those, and I love the animated series of Batman. So well done. So well done. Anyway, is there any games that you have memories over like that? You're going to say fucking Majora's Mask.
Of course, 007.
Oh, yeah, GoldenEye, man. I think I told that story about GoldenEye once. I was at my cousin's house, and then there's a rich kid that lived across the street, and he had everything, and then I ended the story with, unfortunately, his father lost all their money in gambling and stock market and committed suicide in the house. So it was a downer. I built up this great story, and then but anyway, that triggered a memory about that. But yes, GoldenEye, incredible.
Well, speaking of Majora's Mask, how can you do it? You need an expansion pack for it. Would they rent out that too?
What do you mean?
With the game?
I don't remember if
like you couldn't play the game without it.
Right, it would say expansion pack required on the back.
Same thing with Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah. I don't remember if they would give you an expansion pack in the store because that would be hard to track or whatever. I do remember, I think you were able to rent accessories at one point. And I know they had like the rental cases of stuff. You could rent the whole fucking system at one point. I don't remember how much it was to rent a system. Do you remember? I don't remember. Well, it was $20 for the weekend or something. I don't know. It wouldn't make sense to do it now, but the rental scene was the best. I wish so badly. Now do they still have that one last Blockbuster? I think it's in like fucking, I don't remember where, in Minnesota or some shit like that. Minnesota. I don't remember. But I mean, you're renting new shit. It's not like you can rent Donkey Kong 64 in there. They don't have that. That would be dope. I don't know if that would work too good nowadays.
Yeah, what about your store, VCR?
Ah, man, yeah. Another fucking dream I just threw into the fucking pile of death. No, I still want to open that VCR. Vintage, classic, retro. Once again, marketing genius. I'm just the marketing guy, I don't know. I really should do that, though. One of these days, man. And, well, you know what it is? A lot of people that I know that are really savvy in business, be it family, be it friends, associates, they talked me out of doing a retail location. They just said, listen, it's not a good idea. And you know what? You really shouldn't listen. You could take information and process it the way you want and make your own decision. I just, overwhelmingly, if I spoke to 7 to 10 people that know what the fuck they're doing in business, that have had their own businesses, they're like, listen, in this climate, in this day and age, a physical retail location is just not it. And, and then COVID, all that shit happened too on top of it when I was actually going to make a move and do it. And then, but my argument has always been, and it still stands, that when it comes to vintage collectibles, it's something that you want to make your location a destination spot, and people want to come in, they want to touch it, they want to feel it, they want to see the condition. It's not a generic thing like you're ordering a pack of rubber bands on Amazon. You don't give a fuck, you just order it because it is what it is. But if you're buying a game like this and I'm charging a premium, you might want to say, is it complete? Can I see it? Can I hold it? Does the game work? Can I look at the board and all that shit? Like, not that you would do that on a game like this, but some expensive games, you might want to look at that shit before you just click a button on eBay.
Well, that has a baby poster in it.
Oh, does it? You know, I think I might have damaged my Maximum Carnage poster, and yeah, I fucked that up, man. Oh, that was a vintage tee I sold. Shout out to my boy Jeremy. He's a good friend of mine. I wish I off the top of my head knew his page to shout him out, but he ended up buying that shirt from me. That's the only shirt that I ever bought that I paid like big boy money for. I think I paid.
But you never wore it.
It was an XL. Oh. Yeah, it was XL, and I lost all that weight, and dude, I can't wear an XL. It looks like I'm wearing a fucking blanket. And speaking of blanket, I'll tell a very random off-topic story. So I've had a blanket, the mink, bro. You know the mink? We call it the mink. That soft blanket. It was actually, God bless her soul, it was my mother's blanket that I had bought for her years ago at like a Sharper Image for Christmas, and it just ended up being this dope, like super soft blanket. And she's since passed away, and I've taken that blanket and I've used it and here and there, and it has some sentimental value, but it's actually a really dope blanket. Anyway, you gotta wash these things every once in a while. So I washed it in my washer and dryer here, and now in my new place, the washer and dryer here, no bueno. It's fucked up. Something's wrong. It doesn't fucking spin. It doesn't drain the water properly. So every time that you fucking take, like, I'm only one person. I live alone. So I don't do a lot of laundry. I do once a week fucking whatever clothes I wear. It's not a big load of laundry. So like when I take my laundry out of the fucking washer machine, it's literally the equivalent of me throwing it in a pool. So when I take it out, that's what it's like. Like my shirt weighs 60 pounds and it's dripping water. And so I'll just throw it, and like that, I don't give a fuck. I'll just throw it in the dryer like that, like, which I know is terrible for the dryer and is not. And anyway, eventually it will dry. Well, when you do it with a blanket, the blanket is, no. So I realized that blanket, I mean, it was so heavy and so soaked. I'm like, I was going to throw it out on my balcony and just lay it out, but it was raining that day. I left it in my washing machine for like 2 or 3 days. Can't do that. It starts to smell. There's mold or whatever, like mildew or whatever. And then I'm like, fuck it. I left it in there for a few days, and it actually started to dry up decently. I took it out like a dead body and threw it into my fucking dryer. Left it in the dryer all day. I'm talking about like a 12-hour dryer session. I left my apartment. I come back in. My whole apartment just smells like death. It smells like a raccoon died in my apartment, and I didn't know where it was, and it was there for 2 months. So long story short, I ended up throwing away the blanket. And my cousin's screaming at me. He's like, dude, just fucking rewash it. It'll be fine. And, call the maintenance people. They'll fucking fix the wash. And I can't be bothered. So I have to get a new washer and dryer in here. I am going to call them to do it. Anyway, super random side story there. I'm mad that I lost my blanket, man. R.I.P. What am I going to do? Anyway, give me another topic. I'm just ranting about random shit.
All right, so what we got? We got Nostalgia 64. When it comes to high-value games, what's the most important, the money or the nostalgia?
Well, for us, I mean, me and you specifically, it's always been the nostalgia. We just got lucky that we bought in early and the money came after. So, but I think that's how it works in life. You always chase your passion, do what's true to you, and usually, by the grace of God, things kind of work out, the way that they do.
Yeah, but if you want to be a Panzer Saga Dragoons, what do? You pay that money?
You work very hard at your 9-to-5 job. You spend no money at all. You pay your bills just to skate by, and then you save your pennies, and then you blow fucking $2,000 on a Sega Saturn game that you're never going to play just so you could take pictures of it and put it online and say, look how big my dick is. That's basically what you do. And that's the wrong way to do it. So you're not buying, all right, next to nobody that bought a game like that was buying it for nostalgic purposes. Because it's rare, there's only like 1,000 of them made. And what, you grew up playing Panzer Dragoon Saga on your fucking Sega Saturn? I doubt it. So, I'll tell you the market that we got into, that I got lucky on, which is my basically 2 favorite genres of games, which was horror games and fighting games. I spent years just searching strictly for horror games and fighting games. And man, you're talking about 300, 400, 500% return on the money that I paid on those fucking games, because we got them at ultra cheap. And I think, I haven't looked in a while. I think the prices are still going up on some of them shits. I don't know what a good copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is going complete on Dreamcast for right now. But, even random X-Men vs. Street Fighter, all that shit, Never mind the horror games. The horror games are crazy. So
it's going for like $220.
Yeah, I mean, I remember paying $40 to $60 thinking that it was just absolutely outrageous, money. I'm like, these are games that no one cares about. Like, but yeah, you should get into it for the nostalgia. I mean, really. But if there's also a group of people out there that are younger than us that just appreciate video games and they like old school games and they may have not grown up playing them, but they want them. So they're mixed in there too, But me personally, I got in it for nostalgia. That's just the way. That's how I felt about it. It's what I was fucking with. So.
Well, this guy has another question, kind of goes hand in hand.
Okay.
Max Husen.
All right.
How do you feel about ROMs, considering some can't afford the prices?
Well, exactly. And we spoke about that, I think it was last episode, like where you could download ROMs for the most part. Not everything is available, but as time progresses, I mean, I remember the days like you couldn't get anything above like Super Nintendo, But now I know motherfuckers got like PS2 games and GameCube games, and I believe some crazy nerd like hacked or cracked the code of Sega Saturn to be able to emulate correctly with the right frame rates and shit Sega Saturn games. So I would say if you just want to play the games, just ROM it up, man. Why not? ROM and emulator, you're good to go. But if you want to collect the physical, and some people do both, right? Some people collect the physical, leave them on the shelf, and when they play them, they play the ROMs. But I've always been a proponent of, I like taking the cart or the disc or whatever, putting it in the OG system, OG hardware, OG controller, CRT TV, fire that bitch up, and it's ready to go. But yeah, I would honestly say, like, if you're not looking to blow big money, but you want to experience the games, yeah, I mean, you can get 90% of these games for fucking absolutely free. I mean, I don't think you ever really have to pay for a ROM and an emulator because whoever's charging money for it is going to end up getting sued by Nintendo or whoever the fuck, you know what I mean? You can't, if they could somehow monetize that, it would be a big business. I mean, they do in an indirect way where a PlayStation Classic, those kind of things, but those are direct from the manufacturers and they have the licensing. So, yeah. What else we got, Doyle?
So you're not doing the PlayStation Classic with the little baby USB?
I do. I have that, yeah. Like, I already got that.
So then why collect the physical games, right?
Well, that was more of a convenience thing. Go on vacation, you just bring it with you, you know what I mean? And then you have the little stick, what was it, the crackhead pack or whatever. That was cool, though. Those I like those little USB things. What we got?
That's it. Next one.
Yeah,
all right, so we got Lil Rabbit 111. All right, so let's talk Tanya Talk 4. My opinion, Benny is the most solid.
Yeah, Tana Talk 4, Doyle. What do you know about that?
Tonka Talk?
No, Tana Talk. That was the street he grew up on.
It's Tonka Tanks, right?
No. I'm talking about Benny the Butcher. I'm talking about Griselda. Tana Talk 4 would be his latest release in that series. Tana Talk 3 was incredible, classic. Basically, anything Benny the Butcher touches is fucking amazing. He's one of the best lyricists. The way he conveys his message, the validity in his lyrics are just... You know what I've been getting into a lot lately is... I forget the dude's name, but I've been watching a lot of these guys that do reaction videos to freestyles online. Because, I'm super, super, super into lyricism, right? So, like, a lot of times people wonder why, like, you'll come over my place and I just have, like, boom bap instrumentals playing or just like vaporwave instrumentals playing, and everyone's always like, bro, like you're so into music and stuff, like whenever I come over and you have like a small party or a gathering, like you never play. And it's because, dude, I listen to music so intensely that if we're having a conversation, I'm not listening to you, bro. I'm listening to the fucking bars. I'm like that serious about this shit. So like my brain, it can't divide itself. So like if I'm in the car by myself, I'm listening to whatever lyrics and shit. But if we're like in a party atmosphere, it's really hard for me to like talk to you and have a real conversation because I'm still listening out for the lyrics of whoever's on, you know what I mean? And so there's this group of like people that do reaction videos to freestyles and they break down every bar. You know which one they reacted to? He had to stop it every 2 seconds and he was going crazy. Your boy Loaded Lux. Remember that one freestyle on Funk Flex and I made you watch it like 100 times and you can't even... The shit that he says is just so crazy. Like Loaded Lux's lyricism is just it's next level. And most of the shit he says you don't even understand. It takes you 10 minutes. It goes right over your head. But then when you get it, you're like, whoa.
On point like a Vikings helmet.
I'm too on point like a Vikings helmet. Now that's a very shallow one. What's the Max B one I like? Oh, I raised the stakes like a plantation of cows. You gonna see what my max be when you can't take it. Ow. Now, you have to know, well, raise the stakes like a plantation of cows. Like, okay, a plantation of cows, what do? They raise cattle to slaughter them for food. What do they get made into steaks? So what are you doing? Raising steaks, right? And then you're going to see what my Max B when you can't take it. Ow. Max B, famous Harlem rapper who's currently in jail, is going to get out. He's with Dipset or was with Dipset. And Max B is this kind of fly, wavy dude. And one of his tagline is, ow. So you're going to see what my Max B when you can't. Like, come on, bro. Ooh.
Should I take the camera and look at it?
No.
Let's go.
You know what my mother used to tell me when I was a kid that Thunder was? She used to tell me it was Angels Bowling. That was a bar. Bad. That's pretty dope. And if you think about it, it's exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like a bowling ball rolling on a... My mom was ill with that. I think she was spitting bars. Yeah, she was spitting bars.
Yo, listen to good music. Bruce Springsteen's going to have a tour.
Okay. Oh, you know what my aunt just told me? She called me, you know my aunt. I was talking to her. She goes, I saw the other night. I went and saw Paul McCartney.
Yeah, they're going on tour.
He was incredible. I'm like, yo, for real? Bruce Springsteen, I mean, he's still doing it. Born in the USA. I guess.
Who's nicer, Bruce Springsteen or Benny the Butchers?
In what regard? I mean, I think maybe Bruce Springsteen's a little more musically accomplished than Benny the Butcher, but if Bruce Springsteen stepped in the booth with Benny, I don't think Bruce is spitting the same bars, Benny,
He's got a better discography, though.
Ooh, I mean, it's not comparable, Doyle. You can't compare Benny the Butcher to Bruce Springsteen.
What about Bruce Springsteen versus Jimmy Buffett?
All right, well, that's kind of Margaritaville. Jimmy Buffett is very rich. I just want to let that be known. I think I looked up his net worth once, and I believe it's north of $500 million. I mean, Jimmy Buffett's a legend. I mean, what am I going to do, talk shit about Jimmy Buffett? But I do like Bruce Springsteen as well. I also, Bruce Springsteen, yeah, he's from Jersey originally, right, Bruce? Yeah, and you know what? Bruce Springsteen, how old is Bruce Springsteen? He's got to be in his 70s, right, obviously. He's still out there performing. Is he wearing those tight-ass blue jeans and shit, too, still, or what?
72?
72, and he's still out there with the guitar. But nobody's fucking with my boy Billy Joel. I got to see Billy Joel. You know who I saw live once? In Tampa, actually. I saw Billy Joel and Elton John live. The battling piano. So I saw Billy Joel do fucking Piano Man live. I saw him do Moving Out live. I also saw, you know what other group I saw live? It was a random one. Hall & Oates. I can't go for that. Yo, I love that. Yo, the beginning, dude, there's almost no, the intro to that song, the way that the beat comes in and then it hits with that, dude.
So you do know good music.
Of course I know good music, Doyle. I've always known good music. I said this, I have an eclectic palette for music. I like all types of music. I like Benny the Butcher and I like Etta James, bro. I like shit all over the fucking place, bro. I like fucking jazz, early jazz. I like fucking... I mean, dude, yeah, what are we going to do? Give me another topic, bro. We talked about Tana Talk 4 with Benny the Butcher. And then you brought up Bruce Springsteen.
All right, so this person wants us to switch it up to hip-hop.
Okay.
Favorite Wu-Tang Clan song?
Man. I could be generic and say Triumph because it's just ridiculous and it's iconic. I believe, am I not crazy, I think Wu-Tang Forever just had an anniversary the other day. I want to say it was the 25th anniversary. Man. Well, you know what's funny? Like, I break them down almost into singles, like as far as like as a clan, I mean, like as a group, I'm trying to think of my favorite tracks by them. Without being generic, I want to go deeper album cuts. I don't know. It's just too many to name. And then I start thinking of the Raekwon shit that I like. Like, you know what's funny? Like, on Raekwon's discography, he has, like, Incarcerated Scarfaces. Like, but I like Live from New York is, like, my favorite Raekwon song. Like, I don't think that's a lot of people's favorite Raekwon song. I love that song. I love the vibe. I love the video. Like, Ghostface Killer, All I Got Is You. That's a good song. With that video is hardcore. That shit. And then, look, that's a different one, right? Because it's emotional. It's about his upbringing and shit. But, like... there's so many great, and Wu-Tang shit goes so deep because of the affiliates. They have so many different avenues, and I like what they did with the Mathematics last album, or I don't know if it was the last album, but where they had Redman and Havoc and doing all that. And I always like to say, and I said this before, I think Method Man, of the OG rappers that are older, I think Method Man, his lyricism, delivery, and presence and all that holds up better than like anybody. I think he's just the nicest with it. Like considering he's got to be in his mid to late 40s at this point, he can make a track tomorrow and that shit is fire. So I always appreciate Method Man, who also had a great discography. I even like Judgment Day Method Man. I love that song. And that's like him being different, Countdown to Apocalypse.
What about Clan in the Front? That's a good one.
Clan in the Front. Yeah. I mean, once again, we could be here forever and talk about Wu-Tang hits, You could talk about your boy ODB, Brooklyn Zoo. I mean, still, once again, need to hear the Once Upon a Time in Shaolin album. I don't think we're going to hear that, but I would like to hear it. It would make my day. Send that over ASAP. Thank you. And you know what? Oh, damn, you know what? There was a couple of awesome tracks that was on Shaolin style on the video game, too. New World Order. Some weird shit. I don't know. It's like on the loading screen. Anyway, give me another topic.
All right, so we got some Google articles.
Oh, here we go. Google articles presented by Doyle.
Sony, I guess Sony is like patenting like the new PSP. They're coming out with a new PSP.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I thought they were out of the handheld game.
It's in development.
Dude, I need that. Sony fucked up so bad on that. They should have just continued with the Vita and like, they should have already had another handheld out. They were kind of cornering the market. I know Nintendo. Now, what is it? They have like a concept out for it, or what are they trying to say? They're just developing new hardware.
Yeah, they're still patenting. So like
Well,
just,
I think they're gonna have a long lifespan with the PS5. So I think that
still
adding
leaks,
adding a handheld into the PS5 realm. They tried to do that with the Vita and the PS4 and the remote play. It never really worked, I think, the way it was supposed to. And you had to have the illest Wi-Fi for that shit to even work. And then the buttons never mapped. Like, I remember playing Gran Turismo, and the only thing I hated with the Vita was, like, the back sensor thing. I never liked that little touchpad shit in the back. It always annoyed me. But I'm excited that Sony is back in the handheld game.
Well, they're trying to compete with the Switch. They see how good the Switch is doing.
Yeah. Do you think that's what you think they'll come out with a completely... No, they wouldn't do that. That'd be too much. Like, a completely new system with just handheld? That would be dope. I mean, I guess they could do that and still integrate like PS5. I don't know. What else? We got more Google articles?
All right, so we got Cyberpunk coming out with an add-on to their game. It's called the Stray Cat.
I never got into... I was so excited for the Cyberpunk game and all that build-up, and I know when it released, it had all these issues, and then I just lost the hype, and I never ended up playing it. And I thought I would be so into it because of the aesthetic of it and everything, but I was just like, you know what? I don't think I really fuck with this. So I don't know. Did you ever play Cyberpunk?
Yeah, it was alright.
It was alright? Yeah, you don't fuck with it. I mean, what are we going to play it on?
But I might mess around with this one. It's a baby cat game.
Oh, my. What do
you
you
just
mean?
act like a cat in Cyberpunk's world.
Oh, that's the add-on?
Yeah.
So you're just like a little un gato running around the city?
The Stray Cat. What do you think?
That's another loaded Lux line. I run through trash like an alley cat. I like that. As a matter of fact. Yo, somebody said, oh my God, what is this guy's name? He said I'm not going to remember the bar, so it's not going to work. There's a lot of these newer rappers that I haven't heard before, and they say some crazy shit. He was talking about, like not knowing about his work, like Tommy from Martin, because you never knew where Tommy worked. It was like, bars like that. When that's also the loaded Lux line at the end when he says, I burned down entire estates, no fire escapes, homie. I ain't bruh man, because bruh man used to come up in the fire. Remember, he used to come up in the fire escape and just be in Martin's fucking apartment. And Martin was cool. He was like, bruh man, what are you doing in here? Well, what you mean, man? I just came upstairs.
It's alright.
Martin had a lot of great guests on that show. They met the man, had Biggie, that famous episode of Biggie sitting on the green leather couch. Winning green leather sofa. Got 2 rides, limousine with the chauffeur.
Oh no, I was thinking of the Will Smith where he gets thrown out the door. Who was that guy?
He
always gets thrown out.
Jazzy Jeff. Yeah. He gets thrown out and he's the rag doll. Yeah.
That was pretty good too.
Yeah. Yo, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Yeah, Uncle Phil died, yeah.
Yo, I didn't know he did the Turtles voice.
Yeah, that was Shredder. Yeah, Uncle Phil. Yeah, he's multi-talented, bro. You never knew. I think there's a lot of shit like that you don't realize the voiceovers of. I'm like, wait, that's the voice of that person? I always wanted to get into voice acting at some point, but I'm not quite as talented to make it a career. I can't really do anything. I'm not that nice. All right, give me one more topic. We'll get out of here. What do we got?
That's it?
Yeah, why not? Shut it down.
All right, so we'll pick a topic from the peoples.
Okay.
All right, so, who do we got here? All right, so we got, who is it? Slim Babbitt. Okay, so, love the new setup, but got to be honest, the vibe on the OG one. I know it took 10 years.
It'll never be replicated. I don't even want to get. I already know what she's gonna say. Listen to me. That room, thank God it's documented. Thank God we lived it. We experienced it. We built it. Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, you put it up in the story post, right?
Let me tell you something, man. That room, there's nothing I could ever do again that could replicate that, because I could never go through that process again. That was a moment in my life that will never, ever be replicated, no matter how big of a fancy house I get, nothing will compare to what that room. I don't even have it in me to do it again. What that took, I mean, bro, that's why there was fucking articles written on that room, bro. Like, we have articles on Hypebeast because of that room.
Yeah, it was almost like the Machu Picchu ruins, right?
It was, dude. It got to a level. I mean, it just, and then, like I said, thank God we have documentation of that. That really happened. We really built that. And you know what? I'm glad. In a way, I'm glad it came to an end, because there was a beginning to it. There was an end to it, and it was just a part of my life that I'm never ever gonna forget. And like I said, there's no way. There's no amount of money. There's no amount of time. It can never be replicated in that way.
We tried.
Yeah, it just can't. I don't even have it in me anymore to replicate it at that level. It's too much of a daunting task. But we did it. I conquered it. I got to the top of that mountain, and I didn't want anything else out of it. And I'm completely content with it, and I'm completely at peace with it. It was a dope experience, and it took a long time, and a lot of people fucked with it, and a lot of people appreciated it. And I think some of the people that got into collecting realized, how crazy that shit was, because of how much shit was in there. So, all right, we can get out of here on that, though. Is there anything you'd like to tell the people before we exit the show?
With the NBA playoffs, what do you think?
It's not on tonight. Is it on tonight?
No.
They have to stretch it out, because it's the finals. So, who won last night? I fell asleep.
Oh, the Warriors.
Okay, so we're tied 1-1, right?
Yeah.
I would like to see it go to 7, just because I don't really have a rooting interest in it.
Who you got money on?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to bet against Steph Curry, but the Warriors. Boston's got a solid team. Tatum, all this shit. I don't know. I'm not putting money on any of it, to be honest. I'm not betting on sports. I'm gonna just watch it casually as a fan. It's hard for me. I don't want to root for Boston, but I don't like the Warriors either. So I don't know.
Well, somebody betted $75 on like a 5 parlay or whatever,
yeah,
and they got 11,000.
I saw Drake win $17 million on a roulette table the other day, and I was like, the last person in this world that needs $17 million is Drake. Yeah. I was like, that. Yeah, there's a video online, and just go watch it. It's Drake. He won $17 million on a fucking, yeah. So we're going to end the show on that, and keep an eye out for Patreon content. We are going to definitely get that Patreon content out. At least the page is up there if you guys want to subscribe to it now. Like I said before, I get it. Without the content, there's no point. But we are going to put some shit up there. And, yeah, until next time, peace.